Hello guys, my name is Shastan and welcome back to more Minecraft on the JFS. Last year, my good friend Max Morkins, put out a video where he tried to predict 2025 in Minecraft as a bingo board. He came up with 25 things he thought might happen in 2025 and randomly put them on a board, and at the end of the year, just last week, he tried to see if he could get bingo with his predictions. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil the results. I'll just link it in the description. But then he did the same thing. He said 2026 Minecraft bingo. What predictions do we have for Minecraft in 2026? And another one of my friends, Dennis, also decided to do one. And you know what? I'm hopping on the trend. We're doing it. So we're coming right down here to the bottom of our ravine base here. And you can see I've established a bingo board. That's a bingo, hopefully, is what we'll be saying at the end of this. So I've got a variety of things that I think might happen in Minecraft in the next coming year. Ooh, you know what I need? Hold on, I'll be right back. Scaffolding. I needed scaffolding so I can get up here and place things in the top row without any issues. So I've filled this dispenser with some things that I think might happen in 2026 in Minecraft, and we're gonna randomly put them up here on the board. Top left to top right, or top left to top right, and down, and so on. Although the tradition is you take one and you play it in the middle at the beginning. So give me that first one. Okay, here it is. No new storage changes. That's my thing in the middle. So Max, this is actually a counterpoint to Max. Max had one of his things be he was predicting a new storage block, and I just don't think that's gonna happen. You know, maybe it was just a thing Max wanted and was hoping to see, but they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna give you storage. I don't care how much you want storage. They are not giving us any more storage. Like, they gave us shelves. That's technically storage. They gave us bundles not too long ago. And like, say what you will about the storage system in Minecraft. Hot take, don't even mind. I genuinely don't mind storage in Minecraft at all. Like, it just doesn't bother me. But I know a lot of people do care a lot, are bothered by it a lot. But I just don't think that's going to be something Mojang's going to do anything about this year. Max specifically said a storage block. I'm specifically saying nothing. There is going to be no storage changes, which I'm realizing now means that, like, if we get a mob that can have a chest on it, that's technically a storage change, isn't it? So I don't know. I might get really screwed over by this. We'll see. Snapshot breaks the redstone feature. That's kind of an easy one. We'll go and put that up there. That's pretty self-explanatory. They're going to put out a snapshot at some point where, something that they do is going to break something fairly basic about redstone, and it's just gonna they're gonna have to put out another snapshot shortly after to fix it. I guess they won't put a snapshot out shortly to fix it because it's just a snapshot, so they'll just do it the next time. But yeah, it's gonna break something. Better book editing. So here's the thing. For a long time, you used to be able to open up a book, a written book, and through some convoluted means that I don't know, like posting an invisible character and then a letter or something, you could write in bold and italics and underline and with colors. And they actually removed that not too long ago. You can't do that anymore. You can still do that with external things, but you can't in vanilla, I don't think, make your books anything besides plain black text right now. And I think that might be because they're thinking about putting something in the game. Maybe you put your unfinished book in a lectern, and then you can have access to better book editing. But yeah, if this were several years ago, the thing I would specifically been looking about was like this. You used to not be able to highlight text. That would have been what I was talking about, but that's, it's old. We've had that for a while now. A change to the ocean monument. Ocean monuments, kind of out of date. This one kind of goes hand in hand with another one that I have later on. But basically, I'm thinking about the ocean lately. I watched, I don't remember what video it was. It was a hermit. I think it was Green actually, who mentioned that people are clamoring for an end update, but the end is so tucked out of the way that a lot of players just don't get there because that's just not the way they play the game. Obviously the hardcore players get there super easily, but a lot of people just don't ever get that far because, you have to go through a bunch of steps to get there, and then you have to know stuff about it. And it's like, not everyone gets that far. But the ocean, well, that's right outside your door. And so I feel like they might do something new with the ocean monument. It's been untouched for a long time. I feel so untouched. Okay. JFS completes a new Lemons challenge in 1 month. So, on the server that I'm on right now, the JFS, we currently have a very restricted border. We have not expanded the border since we first initially started up this server back in September. The idea was we would expand when new stuff came along, but we have this tradition. Oh yeah, and also part of the new season launch was our F3 menu is very reduced. Look at that. Do you see coordinates on there? No. Do you see light levels on there? No. So our tradition is that if we want to make a change, like increasing the server or increasing the border or having the admin spawn in something that otherwise is outside the border, we have to complete a mission of some kind. We have to collaborate on something to unlock it, to prove we're worthy. And it's a good way to get, people to collaborate on stuff. The problem is we've been pretty mixed about actually doing those in a timely manner. When we first started doing them, we were like, boom, boom, boom. We started a new server, we started a new season, and there wasn't a jungle. So we did a quest to unlock the jungle stuff. And we did that one right away. But this season, we've got a challenge to build satellites. We have to build satellites so that we can unlock coordinates. That kind of makes sense, right? And we've had that quest 4 months now, and we haven't finished. We're almost done, but I can't be the one to do it because there was a limitation on it. And so basically that's all that's to say. At some point later on in the year, I think we're gonna have another quest come up, and this is I don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but if it does, this is one of them. Is that we're gonna do it in 1 month. That'll be a hit if we do. New enchant is mutually exclusive. That one's pretty straightforward. They'll add a new enchantment, kind of like, mending is mutually exclusive with infinity on a bow, or Riptide and channeling. Riptide and channeling are mutually exclusive. So they'll add something, and it will be considered mutually exclusive with some other existing enchant. It won't just be, a new boot enchant you can put it on. It'll be like a new, spear enchant, but you can't have it with lunge kind of thing. Cold ocean feature. There it is. Okay, so in addition to the change to the ocean monument, cold ocean feature. I didn't have ice. I would have used ice. So there's a lot of ocean biomes in Minecraft right now, but none of them really have much. You got the warm ocean. The warm ocean's got nice stuff. There's also the Guardian Temple, but they can be anywhere. Cold oceans do tend to become ice spikes, have icebergs, but I don't know. The cold ocean is kind of lame and boring, and so I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there, something new in the cold oceans specifically, and I mean specifically the cold ocean. So it can't just be a change that the whole ocean gets a new thing like Nautiluses. Do Nautiluses spawn in the cold ocean, or do they need to be in a specific biome? I don't know. But yeah, this has specifically a cold ocean thing. Everyone gets mad at Microsoft specifically. I don't know why this is the one that I don't know what brain process was on this, but like, you know, people get mad at Mojang a lot, obviously, because they're the ones who make the game, and so when there's a problem, everyone gets mad at Mojang. But I'm putting this out there is that at some point this year, Microsoft specifically is going to do something, and everyone in the Minecraft community gets mad at them. This is specifically a Minecraft thing still, not like Xbox or whatever. You know, they're not going to like, you know, announce Titanfall 3 and then cancel it. Does Microsoft own Titanfall? I don't remember. They probably own whatever studio made it if they didn't before. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna be like a thing where like, you know, Microsoft, you know, like forces Mojang to do something, or Mojang does something that is so out of character that everyone thinks Microsoft is forcing them to do it. Either way, the Minecraft community is gonna get really mad at Microsoft in like a way that's uncharacteristic or unusual. My chicken launcher works. My freaking chicken launcher. I'm still bitter about that. In a previous episode, I had created a machine that would have you have a pit of chickens, and then you hit a button, it splashes them with wind charge potion, and then it kills them all, and it launches you like 100 blocks into the air. So I made that specifically so that I could get to my satellite for the challenge, our previous challenge. I just now noticed that the item frame, or that the item's name goes behind the item in the item frame. Look at that. It's behind the ink sac. You see that? I did not know that. I did not know it did that. Wait, look. Oh, it's because it's behind the block. Oh my gosh. So when it's ahead of the block, when the name is not clipping into the block, it is on top. But because the name is behind the block and was made semi-transparent, it goes behind the item. That's interesting. It's kind of like how like oceans kind of break name tags sometimes, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I made my chicken launcher in creative. It worked just fine. I built it on the creative server. It worked just fine. I built it on the survival server. It doesn't work. So I don't know why. I have no idea why. But some point this year, I'm going to try it again, and it'll work. That's my prediction. 5 new advancements. That's pretty simple. Sometimes you get a year where you have a bunch of new advancements, and sometimes you get ones that have few new advancements. Last year, I believe there were 3 new advancements. In 2024, though, they added trial chambers, and there were like 10 new advancements. So it's kind of a you know, just kind of depends on what they end up adding into the game this year. If it's a slow year, then there won't be that many advancements. There'll obviously be changes to new advancements, because whenever you add a new enemy, you got to add it to the kill one of every enemy advancement. But I mean like new advancements. So 5 of them. More potted plants. So there are some plants in the game right now that you can't put in a potted plant, like sugarcane. Did you know you can't put sugarcane in a potted plant or in a pot? It's weird. Like, why not? So that's basically what that one is. If they add more plants as well, if they add like another flower and that can be put in a potted plant, that also counts. But like at some point this year, they're going to add something. They're going to either add something that can go in a potted plant, or they're going to make something that already exists be able to be put in a pot. New mob is cute. That's I honestly, that should be the freebie. That should be the freebie, because I'm kind of getting away with, I'm kind of being a little cheaty here, because if you didn't know, there was a drop or a snapshot or whatever for the next drop the other day, where they announced that this is going to be the cutest update in the world or whatever, and they're changing the models for the baby animals to be cuter, and they revamped the bunny model and animation, and so they're trying to make things look cuter. They're taking the old things and making them cute. So at some point this year, there will be a new mob, and it will be cute, you know, which is kind of similar to one Max had last year, where his one last year was new mob is super marketable, and Max, you know, considered that a hit, considering we got the happy ghast. So New original magic thing. I kind of don't like that I hit this one on this row, because I don't think that one's going to happen. This plus this could have been a really good row for a bingo, but this I don't think is actually going to happen. So, like, the magic system in this game is kind of weird. A lot of things in this game don't really feel like magic. They're just kind of, a part of the system. But then you have potions and enchanting, which are just distinctly magic, and they don't really feel like they fit with a lot of the rest. Like, I mean, they fit, obviously, but, like, the magic system doesn't feel as fleshed out. And so I feel like it would be interesting to see a new addition to the magic system of this game, but that is truly original, not just a new potion or a new enchantment. Something like new, something really new. So that one's not going to happen, but unfortunately I got it right there. Unused feature is added to survival. So this is one where there's a lot of things that are in the code of the game, but you can't actually do anything with them. Like, for example, just last year on Mounts of Mayhem, they added the zombie horse. The zombie horse has been in the game for years, but until like last month, you couldn't get it at all. It just wasn't available in survival. And so it might be that they're trying to, change that. It might have just been that they decided that they wanted to do a thing about spears and, riding animals. And so they're like, well, we might as well take this opportunity to add the zombie horse. But also it shows they're thinking about it. So it's worth a shot. And it doesn't just have to be Java. It could be a Bedrock thing. Like, for example, what if they took something from Education Edition and, removed the fact that you have to have carbon to make it, and then added it to vanilla. Not vanilla, but survival. Like the glow stick or something. That'd be interesting. Like colored end rods, basically. I get a blue axolotl. So right now, here in our cave, I have a pen with some axolotls right up here. I'm just gonna give you the tour. Right up here. What is this? Sorry, he doesn't know English. Ken's News Jan. But this is something, and I don't know what that is yet. Well, hold on. Can I address this on camera? Problemas pie silosiem iespējams pastāv quat kara saistība starp redacted firmas dublešanos pieau gosho. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Dean is doing some twisted stuff, and we'll worry about that some other time. But yeah, I've got a pen here with some axolotls, and every now and again, I will come in here, breed the axolotls, and just put the new ones in a barrel. I'm trying to get a blue one. It's really rare, so if I get it this year, it's a hit. If I don't get it this year, it's a miss. Pretty straightforward. Hoglin Rider. So this seems like a thing that feels like they kind of missed this one in the Mounts of Mayhem, because they added riders to camels, they added riders to zombie horses, but like there's another rideable or mob that could be rideable in the game, hoglins. Now I don't really know who would ride a hoglin. Would it be a zombie pigwin? Would it be a pigwin? Would it be the player? I don't know, but I think it would be an interesting addition. Like a late addition where they just go, we'll throw that in there too. We didn't think about it when we were doing the Mounts of Mayhem initially, but we'll throw it in now where, you can ride a hoglin or a mob can ride a hoglin. I do think it would be interesting, the dynamic between you and a hoglin that you're riding, because like it would attack you when you try to get on it, but like it would also attack like people who are around you. Like how much could you actually control it? I think it would be interesting. But that's one of them. Ooh, this is one. Change to phantom spawning. So The thing about phantoms is that they are probably the most universally despised feature of this game. Like, everyone voted for them to be, a mob in the sky, and everyone hates them because you're just, they just keep showing up at the worst time. And, you can be in the most lit up area and they'll show up. Obviously, if you just sleep in a bed, get in and out of a bed, whenever once every couple days. It's not that hard. I very rarely actually get attacked by phantoms. But it was so obviously unpopular that they added a game rule just to get rid of them. So you can play without phantoms with one command. Just go no phantoms. Slash game rule phantom spawn off or whatever, something like that. And so I'm not willing to bet, but I think there's a decent chance that they are going to try to rehabilitate the phantom by making it so that they can still spawn, but only in certain circumstances. Maybe because they're flying mobs, they only spawn in mountain biomes. So you gotta be up high in a mountain for them to spawn. Or maybe they only spawn when you're up high at all. Or maybe they spawn, but they only spawn based on the phase of the moon. Did you ever think about that? Because the moon phase is a thing in the game. There is at least one thing in this game I can think of off the top of my head that is affected by the phase of the moon, and that's whether or not slimes will spawn in a swamp. So they've clearly coded into the game and are aware of that. But it is also a bit of an old Minecraft thing. That slime thing's been around for a long time. But yeah, change to phantom spawning. Oasis biome, pretty straightforward. They're gonna have some kind of new thing in the desert. It doesn't necessarily have to be a biome, but in the desert, it will be able to spawn, a little oasis. You'll just be, because if you're just walking through a desert, there's nothing to look at. There's very little going on. And so, what if just every now and again you found, instead of a well, which is visually uninteresting because it's you can barely even see it from a distance. What if there was just a little pool of water in the middle with some grass and some trees? Maybe it's a new tree type. That might be a place where you could get the new tree. It could be a rare, to get tree. Or, something like that. I don't know what else would be an oasis. Reeds. Maybe you'd be more likely to get a wandering trader at an oasis. That seems like an interesting little addition. Smooth/polished variant of existing block. So most blocks not most blocks, but a lot of the stone blocks nowadays have, various different variants, but some of them don't, and some of them very well could. Dripstone could have another variant. One of the ones I was thinking of was netherrack. What if they added polished netherrack? Or maybe they do something with terracotta again. So this is just an idea. Instead of stairs and slabs, everyone's always clamoring for stairs and slabs. No. I want a new smooth/polished variant of some existing block. More foxes. This one's kind of like a shot in the dark, not a shot in the dark, but a shot in broad daylight, I guess. So here's the thing: they're trying to make. So I acknowledge I'm kind of cheating because I have two things that I would not have made if I hadn't already seen the most previous Minecraft drop. But procrastination wins, baby. When I pay my taxes on April 15th, I had my tax money in the bank longer. That's interest, and I made money. Procrastination pays off. Listen to me, children. You can succeed by procrastinating. Don't actually do that. Do your homework or whatever. But yeah, so they've made biome-specific variants of other animals, like chickens and pigs and cows. And also they're redoing cuteness. Foxes are cute. And also has a biome variant. There's, regular red foxes, and there's Arctic foxes. But what about brown foxes? Or big ear foxes? What, desert foxes? Why aren't there desert foxes? Foxes live in the desert. That could go, actually, that goes, ooh, it's in the same row as Oasis. That'd be crazy if they do a desert revamp. There's an Oasis and a desert fox. That'd be crazy. But yeah, I'm thinking they're going to have another kind of fox. You know, just another kind. Kind of like how there's more, there's cow variant, pig variant, chicken variant. They're going to do foxes. Redstone lantern. So, in the game right now, there are 4 types of torches. Regular torches, soul torches, copper torches, and redstone torches. You know what there's not, though? A lantern variant of all 4 of those. You got regular lanterns, you got soul lanterns, you got copper lanterns, but you don't have redstone lanterns. Wouldn't that be cool? You had like a lantern, it emanated a red light. It did something with redstone. I'm not a redstoner, so I wouldn't know exactly how that would work. But, you know, that just seems like an easy win, you know? Just, you know, take the regular lantern texture, make it glow red and emit less light because the redstone torch. I was going to place this down to show you that redstone torches don't light up as much, but that would take away the name. And also, you already know that. You're not stupid. Well, unless you are. Also, not knowing stuff doesn't make you stupid. That's kind of the correction I was trying to make. But yeah. And then, like, I don't know enough about redstone. How would it... Ooh, yo. Oh my gosh, it could be the... Well, no. I was about to say you could place it on top of a block, and it would power the block directly above it, like the power is going up into the block. But that's just what redstone torches already do. So, I don't know. But yeah, I think that would be cool. New way to get lime and or purple dye. So here's the thing. There are 16 dye. I'm doing the numbers thing, two entries in a row. There are 16 dyes in this game, and all of them you can get through multiple ways. Well, not all of them actually. I guess cocoa beans you can only get from cocoa beans. Brown dye you can only get from cocoa beans, but all of them you can get from a plant specifically. Every single dye you can get from a plant, some kind of flower, or, you know, some kind of flower, or a bean, or I can't remember what the other one is that's not a cactus, you know. Except for lime dye, and we haven't gotten to the one that I used purple dye for one of these other last 3. We'll get to that one in a second. Lime dye and purple dye. Those are the only ones that you have to craft them in the one specific way. And so it just seems like a little bit of an oversight. They haven't gotten to it yet. So if they add a new way to get lime or purple dye, whether it's a new flower or, you know, you can craft an existing thing into something. I don't know how it would work, but yeah. So that's just going to fill in. We're going to fill in the system. We're going to make sure these are available some other way. Big fixes to Bedrock. Bedrock is a mess, apparently. I have never played Bedrock for more than a few minutes because I've just been a Java guy. I've just been playing around that long, and I never had like an Xbox, or I never played on mobile. I didn't have a smartphone as a kid. But from what I hear, Bedrock version is a mess right now, and they're gonna have to do a lot of work to revamp that. It's I get that it's not the front-facing version. Like, most of the Minecraft content out there is Java specific, but like, isn't it the case that most Minecraft players are on Bedrock, right? Also, they're probably making most of their money from Bedrock too, because that's where they've got the marketplace. So like, they need to do some big fixes to Bedrock. There was an update recently that was like particularly catastrophic compared to normal. Like, Bedrock's always been known for being buggy. Like, Bug Rock is... There's a subreddit called Bug Rock, and it's about Minecraft Bedrock bugs. So, this year, they're going to do something where, like, they're just going to have an update at some point that fixes a lot of something at Bedrock. Like, it's not going to fix everything, but it's going to, you know, like, overhaul something to get that situation fixed. I don't play Bedrock, so I don't know the specifics of what it would be, but they're going to fix Pink Glitch. That's what they're going to do. Oops. something new in the outer end. This doubles back to what I was talking about with the video I watched earlier. There's the end has been in need of an update for a while. People have been hypothesizing about something new in the end for a while, and so just kind of a vague one, something new in the end. If they don't touch the end for the whole year, I would not be surprised, but if they do, I get point for that one. And lastly, a new annoying to craft item. There are a lot of items in this game that are annoying to craft. This one specifically, you have to craft your dispensers one at a time because you can't stack bows. Cake is also annoying to craft. I'm thinking about it right now because it was just Christmas on the JFS. We got a Christmas tree out over there, and somebody put a cake in every single chest. So everyone on the server got a cake for Christmas. So someone had to go and milk a cow 75 times or something like that and get, and craft 25 cakes one after another, which isn't that bad because you can just use the book. But like, it's still not fun. Like, people still hate crafting these. Like, I also today had a short show up in my feed of someone, talking about like vanilla tweaks style additions you can get to the game, resource packs you can get to the game. One of them was literally just a way to craft this easier. So they'll add a new item. It sucks to craft. That's my guess. But yeah, so that is my bingo board. So we're gonna take a look and see which of these, if any of these look like they kind of have a chance to hit. This one, not bad. Cold Ocean, Microsoft, Chicken, maybe. Cute. This, I feel like this one would have been my pick if it weren't for the new original magic thing. I do like this one. I feel like if they do anything in the deserts, I feel like I've got this one. I don't know. I think this one is my favorite one. Is my most likely one on the horizontal. This, I do like this one. Not that one. This one's got a good shot. This one's got a good shot. This one's got a good shot as well. My vertical ones seem to be pretty good. I like my vertical ones. My vertical ones are pretty good. New annoying Okay. But yeah, so my guess is gonna be this one, or like this one, or this one maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not gonna mark them like Max did in his 2025 video because he didn't do it in this video either, and Dennis didn't do it. But yeah, so that's my bingo board. Stay tuned. Check back in a year, and we'll see if I hit on anything. I probably hit 2 of them, and then the rest of them are misses. So I suck. But yeah, so that's just it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.